Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. This is not a joke, this is real.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have finally given fans the moment they have been waiting for, and it is safe to say the internet might never recover. The pop superstar and the NFL champion are officially engaged, and the announcement has instantly become one of the biggest cultural events of the year. Their love story has been unfolding in front of millions ever since Travis first tried to give Taylor a friendship bracelet at one of her shows.
You might have on her TNT friendship bracelet here as well. And she has the T Heart on Fire earring. I think, they deserve everything.
What seemed like a sweet and playful attempt to get her attention quickly turned into something far more real. Soon after, Taylor was spotted cheering for Travis from the VIP box at Kansas City Chiefs games, and Travis was flying across the world to watch Taylor perform during her record-breaking tour. From those moments on, it became clear that this was not just a headline romance, but the beginning of something meaningful. Fans have loved watching the two worlds of music and sports collide in the most unexpected and heartwarming way. Taylor introduced a new audience to football culture, while Travis became a household name far beyond the field. The couple's appearances together, whether at award shows, on the sidelines, or enjoying casual date nights, have fueled endless excitement and speculation about where their story was heading. Now, with the news of their engagement, they have confirmed what many fans were already hoping for. Taylor and Travis are stepping into a new chapter of their lives together, and their journey feels like the modern-day fairy tale everyone has been rooting for. After months of speculation and a love story that has played out like a real-life rom-com, the couple decided to break the news in the most Taylor and Travis way possible, with a dreamy Instagram announcement that instantly became the only thing anyone could talk about. The post showed off their gorgeous, floral-filled garden proposal, and honestly, it looked like something straight out of a movie. Taylor cheekily captioned it, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married," complete with an emoji that made the whole moment feel playful, romantic, and so perfectly them. Fans immediately flooded the comments with hearts, crying emojis, and disbelief that the fairy tale ending they had been rooting for was actually real. And fans loved the setting he chose. One person said, "Honestly, if Taylor Swift engagement does one thing for general culture, I hope it inspires people to stop settling for mediocre partners. Find someone who makes you feel the way Taylor says Travis makes her feel." But all their fans are on hyper alert right now. Some are even noticing how Travis gave a side-eye to Taylor during their podcast when she called him her boyfriend. That's because he wasn't her boyfriend at the time. One fan wrote on X, "I cannot believe Travis Kelce walked into Arrowhead Stadium on July 7th, 2023, with a friendship bracelet and a dream of talking the elevator lady into letting him introduce himself to Taylor, and now he is marrying her." Of course, Travis went all out for the proposal, because this man never does anything halfway. He popped the question with a custom ring designed alongside Kindred Lubeck of Artifacts Fine Jewelry.
You guys ready to see the ring?
That is gorgeous. That is beautiful. I love it. I am so happy for Taylor and Travis.
The centerpiece is a jaw-dropping old mine brilliant cut diamond that Taylor proudly flashed in a series of photos. In the first shot, Travis is down on one knee with Taylor holding his face, looking completely overwhelmed with love. Other photos showed the two wrapped up in each other under a pink and white floral trellis and sitting on a bench that looked like it belonged in a romance novel. It is safe to say that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have officially gone from America's favorite couple to America's favorite. Soon to be bride and groom, and the countdown to their wedding just became the hottest topic in pop culture. But just when everyone thought they had the full scoop on Taylor and Travis's dreamy engagement, there was a surprise waiting for fans. Leave it to Travis's dad, Ed Kelce, to spill some of the sweetest details in a new interview with News 5's John Kosich. And trust me, the tea he shared makes this love story even better. According to Ed, the big proposal didn't happen on the exact day fans might have assumed. In fact, Travis actually got down on one knee almost 2 weeks ago, a little more than 2 years after he and Taylor first became the celebrity couple we all could not stop talking about. That means Swifties have been walking around for days completely unaware that their idol was secretly engaged. Sneaky, right? Ed admitted that Travis originally wanted to wait it out and plan a huge, grand gesture for later in the month, but both Ed and Taylor's father, Scott Swift, were apparently in his ear telling him to just go for it. Forget the big production, they said. It doesn't matter where or how, what matters is that you ask. In Ed's own words, you could do it on the side of the road. Do it any place that makes it a special event. When you get down on one knee and ask her to marry you. That advice might sound simple, but it's honestly so perfect. Fans are already joking that the the dads deserve their own credit in this engagement story. So, how did it actually happen? Ed explained that Travis pulled off a low-key yet incredibly romantic proposal at his home in Lee's Summit, Missouri. The setup was classic Travis, thoughtful but not overdone. He told Taylor they were heading out to dinner, but before leaving, he had a quiet moment in a floral-filled garden when he asked her the question of a lifetime. Ed said it was absolutely beautiful, and the first thing the couple did afterward was grab their phones to FaceTime their families. They started FaceTiming me and their mother and her folks to make sure everybody knew, Ed shared proudly. He even admitted he was at a Philadelphia Eagles practice when he got the call that his son had just proposed to one of the most famous women in the world. Can you imagine getting that notification? Sorry, I need to step out. My son just got engaged to Taylor Swift. Iconic. Fans are already swooning over the fact that despite being one of the most high-profile couples on the planet, Taylor and Travis chose intimacy over spectacle. The idea that one of the biggest proposals of the decade took place in a private garden with just a glass of wine has people absolutely melting. On social media, Swifties are calling it the most Taylor thing ever, pointing out that the simplicity and intimacy feel straight out of one of her songs. It's also not lost on fans that both dads, Ed and Scott, played such a big role in encouraging pop. One fan joked on X, "The dad squad making sure Taylor gets her fairy tale, I'm crying." Another wrote, "Ed Kelce giving proposal advice? This man is a legend." One person wrote on X, "Taylor says her boyfriend, Travis." Another wrote, "Travis's dad said they've been engaged for 2 weeks. This podcast was 13 days ago. I'm gonna believe they were engaged when this podcast went live." However, some fans have other theories on the timing. One person wrote, "Ed Kelce spilling that Travis proposed the same day they filmed the podcast, which means we got the last few hours of Taylor Swift before she became a fiancé. The face of a man who was going to propose in a few hours. And if you thought Ed Kelce had already spilled enough tea, think again, because he had even more to share about how it all went down." According to him, the exact moment he found out about the proposal could not have been more epic. He was sitting in the middle of a packed Philadelphia Eagles practice. Not just any practice, but one of their huge public ones with around 60,000 people in the stands. Suddenly, his phone lit up with a FaceTime call from Travis. As soon as he saw his son's face pop up with Taylor right there next to him, Ed said he instantly knew what was coming. And sure enough, that's when the happy couple let their families know the big news. Imagine finding out your son just proposed to Taylor Swift while you're surrounded by tens of thousands of football fans. That's a memory for the ages. Ed also admitted that this wasn't exactly a surprise to him because he had known about Travis's plan for months. He even thought his son might drop to one knee during last year's NFL season. In other words, Papa Kelce has been sitting on this secret for a while, quietly waiting for the big moment to finally happen. But what really struck him is just how happy his son has been since meeting Taylor. In fact, he said he hasn't seen Travis this joyful in years. He shared one particularly sweet story from just days before the engagement news broke. The Kelce parents had joined Travis and Taylor in Kansas City for an ESPN event, and afterward, the couple invited them back to Travis's house for dinner. And here's the detail that made fans lose their minds. Taylor herself cooked for the family. Yes, Taylor Swift in the kitchen, making dinner for the Kelces. They ate outside on the patio, enjoying a quiet evening together, and Ed said it was one of those moments where you can just see how crazy two people are about each other. It's truly kinda neat, Ed admitted with a smile, downplaying what is honestly the cutest story ever. To him, it wasn't about the fame or the flash. It was about watching his son and the world's biggest pop star look completely smitten with each other over a homemade meal. That, more than anything, is what convinced him this engagement was the real deal. In the end, what makes this engagement story so perfect is that it blends everything fans love about Taylor and Travis: romance, family, a little secrecy, and a whole lot of heart. For all the flashing lights and global headlines at its core, this was just two people in love, in a garden, saying yes to forever. And that's exactly why everyone is obsessed. While Taylor and Travis may be keeping the sweetest and most intimate details of their floral-focused proposal under wraps, one thing that has completely stolen the spotlight is the ring. And let's be honest, no one expected anything less than show-stopping from the NFL star when it came to asking the world world's biggest pop icon to marry him. The engagement sparkler is already being hailed as one of the most breathtaking celebrity rings of the decade, and for good reason. Jewelry experts cannot stop raving about it. Benjamin Cordapour of Estate Diamond Jewelry described the design as a total throwback to the Victorian era, thanks to its delicate details and intricate goldwork. According to page 6, the ring was designed by Kindred Lubeck of Artifacts Fine Jewelry, who worked closely with Travis to create something that would feel both timeless and uniquely Taylor. The centerpiece is an elongated antique cushion cut diamond that weighs in at approximately 8 carats. It is graded F in color and VS1 in clarity, which basically means it is both huge and flawless. Handcrafted in 18-karat yellow gold, the ring features needlepoint prongs holding the diamond in place, with smaller stones and fine hand engravings along the shoulders that give it an heirloom feel. Cordapour admitted it might just be his favorite celebrity engagement ring of the entire year, and considering the amount of Hollywood proposals that have happened lately, that is saying a lot. For fans, the design makes perfect sense. Taylor has long been known for her vintage-leaning aesthetic, from the old Hollywood glam she channeled during her Red era, to the soft, romantic looks of her folklore and Evermore eras, to the delicate retro-inspired dresses she often wears off-duty. This ring feels like it was pulled straight from the pages of her own storybook. It is not just a diamond. It is a reflection of her artistry and timeless sense of style.
Why? You know why? It's because we sat here for years and years and years while she stayed hidden, and finally to see her this happy.
And naturally, Swifties are losing their minds. Social media is filled with fans dissecting every angle of the ring, comparing it to iconic celebrity pieces like Grace Kelly's and even Princess Diana's, while others are convinced it feels like a character detail from one of Taylor's own love songs. Memes, fan edits, and even engagement ring recreations have already started trending, turning the jewelry into its own pop culture moment. In the end, the ring is more than just a symbol of Travis's proposal. It is a symbol of how perfectly he seems to understand Taylor and her world. A floral garden, a vintage-inspired 8-karat diamond, and a fairy tale aesthetic. It is the kind of engagement moment that feels tailor-made for Taylor Swift and the kind of detail that makes this love story feel larger than life. Of course, the question on everyone's mind after seeing that glittering stone is how much it actually costs. Taylor herself has stayed quiet on the price tag, but jewelry experts have been quick to weigh in, and they are all saying the same thing. This sparkler is no ordinary engagement ring. It is the kind of piece reserved for royalty and superstars. Benjamin Cordapour of Estate Diamond Jewelry estimated the value at around $550,000. Yes, you heard that right. More than $500,000 sitting on Taylor's finger. And considering the craftsmanship, the size of the diamond, and the vintage design, it makes sense. It is not just jewelry, it is wearable art. But if the cost of the ring has fans' jaws on the floor, the mystery around Travis's proposal has everyone in full detective mode. While the couple has not revealed the private details of the big moment, it is clear that whatever he planned was perfectly in line with the fairy tale garden setting they shared on Instagram. Fans are desperate to know if he gave a speech, if Taylor cried, and whether her parents were there. For now, though, those secrets belong only to them. What we do know is that their relationship has always had an authentic, organic feel, even under the brightest spotlight. The pair, who began dating in 2023, recently sat down together on Travis's podcast New Heights and gave fans a rare glimpse into their dynamic. During the episode, Taylor casually dropped another bombshell by announcing her 12th album, The Life of a Showgirl, proving once again that she knows how to make every moment headline-worthy. Meanwhile, Travis opened up in his own GQ profile that same week, sharing just how deeply he feels about her. "Whenever I'm with her, it feels like we're just regular people. We're just two people that are in love," he said, brushing aside the constant cameras and fan frenzy that surround them. He also admitted that their romance was never some PR plan or orchestrated stunt. It happened very organically, even though from a media standpoint it was being tracked. "Nothing I've ever done has been a controlled, organized process." So while fans are still left piecing together the proposal, one thing is clear. The combination of a fairy tale garden, a $500,000 ring, and a love story that continues to feel real, despite the global spotlight, is exactly what makes Taylor and Travis the most captivating couple in the world right now. One of the reasons fans have fallen so hard for Taylor and Travis as a couple is how loudly they cheer each other on. From day one, these two have been each other's biggest hype squad and the moments they've shared. 24th, 2023, when Taylor shocked the world by showing up in the Kelce family suite to watch the Chiefs take on the Chicago Bears. She was spotted laughing with his mom, screaming during big plays, and turning a regular NFL game into a global headline. That was the night the romance really went public, and honestly, it was game over after that. And Taylor didn't just stop at one game. She became a full-on fixture at Chiefs matchups over the next 2 seasons, cameras catching her celebrating every touchdown like she had been a football fan her entire life. She was there for the wins, the nail-biters, and yes, even the ultimate glory when Travis and his team clinched the Super Bowl. The cutaway shots of Taylor in the crowd instantly went viral, making her the unofficial MVP of the season. But Travis was not about to let his superstar girlfriend do all the supporting. As Taylor took her record-breaking Eras tour around the globe, there he was, singing along in the audience like the biggest Swiftie of them all. Fans lost their minds watching a 6'5" NFL champ belting out "Love Story" and dancing with the same enthusiasm as everyone else in the stadium. Whether it was in Kansas City or Tokyo, Travis made sure to show up for her just like she did for him, proving that this romance is built on a whole lot of mutual love, respect, and some very adorable fangirling. While the engagement may still be fresh, and no official wedding planning has started just yet, Ed Kelce is already bracing himself for the big day. When asked about what comes next for his son and Taylor, he admitted that while details are still completely up in the air, he's as prepared as he can be for the moment the wedding bells start ringing. And let's be honest, if this is what the engagement announcement looks like, the wedding is bound to be one of the biggest cultural events in recent history. They're just 2 young people very much in love, cast in a spotlight that they really haven't sought but kind of followed with their success in their respective fields, Ed said, striking a rare balance between protective dad and proud parent. He made it clear that, at the heart of all the headlines and hype, this is still just about Travis and Taylor being in love. Fans, of course, are already running wild with wedding speculation. Social media is buzzing with guesses about everything from the location, or maybe even a glamorous Parisian chateau, to what Taylor will wear. A romantic lace gown? Multiple designer looks? Something vintage-inspired? Swifties are convinced the guest list will be the most star-studded of the decade, with everyone from Blake Lively to Patrick Mahomes on hand to celebrate. And while Ed is staying grounded, it's clear that he knows he's about to witness something extraordinary. He's watched his son become one of football's most. Comment down below and let us know. If you liked this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.